Yeah.
Oh, you can see me, but my room is just dark.
Yeah.
Right.
My phone
Come
is
into
acting,
the light.
my phone is acting stupid. It's taking pictures by itself and everything.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
It's back.
I might have to go out and come back in. Shoot.
Where's your light that I gotta put my light up that Sherman. I didn't get a chance to use my light that Sherman got me. Oh,
Oh,
we
we're
are live.
live.
Oh, yeah.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Welcome to CAG Chat. It's been what, 2 weeks? This is our every other week schedule. We hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I'm LaVon Reedy Thomas, and my co-hosts and cohort members are with us tonight. We have Tanya Wingfield, founder of Citizens for
Hello.
Accountability and Governance, Derek Holmesley, longtime advocate
Trying
in
to get my
Prince George's
camera right.
County. Huh?
Oh, our voices is
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm gonna come out and go back in, y'all.
We're
oh no.
aliens. It's not you, Derek. We may look like aliens from time to time because our esteemed producer, Sherman Hardy, is on the road and he is
Yeah.
trying to work it all out. So we're going to
Yes,
go and
he
do what we got to
is.
do. And not sure if Donna is going to be joining us, Donna Goodman Young. Not sure if she's going to join us tonight, but we are always happy to talk about all things Prince George's County. And
Hmm.
sometimes we're a little sad about all things Prince George's County. So we're gonna try to find a balance sometimes because it's called life, y'all. But before we go into our discussion, I do need to say that we are not legal authorities. We are not licensed to practice law to give any legal direction, but we do operate in our civil rights to pursue justice through any means available. And that's what we do. And you are able to do the same thing.
Hmm.
And sometimes we come out on the side that we want to be on, and other times we shake our head at the games that people play. But all those things we do because we want to protect our interests as taxpayers, as voters, as constituents, as parents, as neighbors, as just human beings, y'all. So, with that
Hmm.
being said, I think I covered all the bases. So Tanya's going to begin her briefing of what's been going on and what she wants to talk about tonight.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, y'all, that's how we feeling. Hello.
Well, well, first of all, I am getting over a cold, everybody. But I didn't want that to stop me from coming on tonight. It's been something because, everybody knows I've been, well, not everybody, but most of you all do know that I have been um in Georgia helping with some family situations. And of course, I've been watching what's been happening in our county. So one of the things I know I usually like to have a PowerPoint presentation put together. Was unable to do that. But we will have that for the next chat. So I'm just going to share some things with you all. Um, some of you may remember we did tell you that we had our focus, of course, is always to hold people, elected officials accountable. It's amazing to me how citizens here in Prince George's County, all this whining about we want better, we need better, we don't, we're tired of our taxes, all these things people complain about, but yet and still you sit right here and look at your elected officials throw you a few silver pieces of chocolate. It's almost like, yeah, I remember the color purple. I remember how Whoopi Goldberg, when she went on the train and she took the chocolate and with the gold wrappers and threw it for the girl and she come running on the railroad track. Well, that's how some of these citizens in Prince George's County, that's just how you all are. Somebody's throwing you some gold candy wrappers and y'all are running for it and thinking that you got gold. And I would love to see how people feel when you get your tax bill. Open up your tax bill and read your tax increases. for your property taxes in Prince George's County. Just read all the increase in your taxes. And so while your elected officials are running around here with these fashion districts, with these feed the pets, with these cut your grass, with these I'll sharpen your nails, come get a pedicure, come get a manicure, come get some crabs, all of this stuff costs. This stuff costs. And while they are telling you it's free, it is not free because you're going to start seeing increases in fees and in taxes inside of this county to pay for all of these shenanigans that your elected officials are doing by running annual campaigns with our tax dollars. That's exactly what they're doing. Uh-oh, our voice is off. Sherman, are we
Welcome to
okay?
the universe called Prince George's County.
Huh?
I said, welcome to the universe called Prince George's County.
Yeah, when you think about all of this, I mean, if I get Edward Burroughs, do not send another colored flyer to 100 El Camino Way. Don't you dare send another one to me. Take me off that freaking mailing list of yours. I don't want to see any more of them. I am done with seeing all those colored flyers and you with the same old suit that you've had on for the last 4 years. Don't send me any more. I don't want any more. You keep sending it. I'm a report you for harassing me. I'm a senior citizen. Report you for harassment. I don't want any more of that trash.
Yeah, people
This
are
is
complaining about it.
yeah, it's enough. It is enough using our tax dollars for foolishness. The latest one, eight what did he say? 80,000 or eight is it 80,000 people with AIDS
Yeah.
and HIV in District 8? Well,
It's
what
only no, it has to be 8,000. It's only 100,000 people in District, so maybe it was 8,000.
So maybe it was 8,000. It
Let
was
me
some
look it
number.
up. Keep
But
talking.
I halfway don't pay attention to a lot of what he says. But
Yeah,
anyway,
because
where's the data of what is the so why are we having these high numbers? It's always some big show of you and people, y'all better start following the money. You better start following the money. First of
yeah,
all,
I'm sorry. Wait a minute, Tanya. It's 8,600 people living with HIV in Prince George's County, a disproportionately high. Wait a minute.
yeah, I'm tired of all that. I'm so tired of all this disproportionately, you know, I, I have been black all my life, and I do understand the struggles of being African American. But I am done. I am done with these elected officials in Prince George's County, race baiting, gender baiting. I'm done with that. Okay, just done.
So just so we giving out timely information, it's not in District 8. It's living in Prince George's County, but for some reason he said that the highest number is in District 8, but nothing in this story says that. There's no link to any data, to a
right, I was
report,
going to ask
or
that.
Right?
any
Yeah,
no,
that's what I
there's
was trying to find
nothing.
out.
So
Where's the source?
everything is Mr. Ed's kingdom, and he wants to. Why wasn't Aisha talking about that?
That's
She
the other
wants
thing.
the health
Do
department,
we not have government agencies that are supposed to do this?
right?
What is
Do
it
y'all
any
realize that
link to the
we,
CDC?
huh?
I'm sorry, I was saying there's no link to the CDC
Nope,
or
Nope,
any health
nope,
organization that
nope.
would
It's the
carry those
E.
statistics.
No,
no.
it's the ED, the EDB, the Ed Burroughs, the Ed Burroughs network.
Prince
Um,
Prince Edward County.
I mean, come on. At some point, you all got to understand that our tax dollars are being misused. And because you think you are benefiting from it, because somebody's cutting your grass, giving you a plate of crabs, telling you can have some free medicine, I mean, just all these crazy gimmicks. We have government agencies. That's how government works. I just wonder what some of these council people got in government when they were in high school. But the way government works, We have government agencies under the executive branch of our government. They are supposed to provide these services, not your legislative branch of government.
Mm-hmm.
We are paying double for services. The people who get paid every day, career people, people in the Department of Health, people that are in police force. I'm this is it is ridiculous. And folks, y'all got to start being more astute about our tax dollars and how they're being used, and stop getting caught up in this good feeling of I'm getting my grass cut today. Somebody's going to blow my leaves and put them in a bag for Monday pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to get past that because
And the
this
leaves gonna be down on the
costs.
ground on Tuesday.
Exactly. Nothing in this world is free. Everything costs. So all of these frills that you got to start asking, how are you all paying for this? I have not heard one meeting, one iota of a meeting talking about how you are going to close our deficit. Now, nobody want to talk about that. All
Yeah, I
y'all
didn't
want to
see.
talk about is good feeling.
Yeah, last night the county executive hosted her conversation. You know, they changed it from listening session to conversation after I blasted. Or how many times do you have to hear the same thing? I've been listening to the same thing for 30 years. They pulled it down and changed it to conversation. And so anyway, her conversation last night was about the budget, well, economic, whatever. It had to do with money, but I haven't seen anybody posting that they learned anything, that they heard anything new. Nobody called me to say, "Oh, you know what she said." It's like it never happened.
Show me some numbers that we can see where that deficit is being closed. That's what I want to see.
Thank you. That's all I want to
I
see.
don't care about nobody's grass. I don't care about no fashion district. I don't care about what wigs you buy. I don't care about what makeup you want to put on. I don't care about none of that. I want to know how you're going to close this $200 million deficit that is growing. That's
And
what
Hmm.
people, y'all got to
mhm.
start act. This is one of the reasons why the African American communities, why we are always spectacles, because all of this stuff is happening before us. And as long as somebody's like on the caboose of that train throwing that gold chocolate, we running after it and laughing and thinking that we got something good.
Hmm.
And you don't. You're just going to get higher taxes, higher fees, less services. And eventually what you're going to have is the more educated, financially educated people move out because they're going to be tired of carrying all the dead weight
Hmm.
of this county.
Hmm.
It just
This
simply,
is not
yeah,
sustainable.
right. And it makes living and surviving financially in this county more difficult because
Yes.
all the monies that are mismanaged are put back on the constituents and the community in the county in the form of property taxes and everything. Just as far going to the store, and we got to pay for bags now. I mean, it's 10 cents for a
But
bag. I
remember
mean, come
now,
on.
we're paying for bags, but that money does not come. The county, from what I was told, get no revenues off of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So the other,
they may
so
not be, but it's still costing the people that live in this county. If you have 1 million people go to the store
right,
every day and they get
Hmm.
10 bags of grocery and they paying 10 cents a bag, somebody's getting a pot of money.
right.
Where is that going to help the community?
It's
No,
not.
you're constantly taking from the salaries of hardworking people. You can't get cost of living raises like we're supposed to, or they get instead of 2%, you get 1%. I mean, it's take, take, take. And until we stand up as a community, like you're saying, Tanya, like you're saying, Levon, and not just the citizens, but everybody stand up and go fight, then they're going to keep rolling over doing what they want to do. And
Right.
we sit back and take it. Property taxes are getting outrageous.
You know what? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a Democrat, but I have never, ever, ever supported spending. Well, it used to be tax and spend. Now they spend and tax. They do the
Hmm.
reverse, which is crazy.
Yeah,
And
let me just add before you move on. So Monday night, I went to the legislative review for the next session with the delegates that was not promoted. I went to three or four social media pages of delegates. Nobody had posted it, but you see all the pictures of them at this event and that event, and
mhm.
whatever they're gonna be doing, this fundraiser for me or my friends, but nobody posted there's a legislative review. And so I went to talk to support the opposition to renaming Northwestern High School, which we can talk about when you're done, Tanya.
Yeah, the
And
state
so
doing that
the
now.
first
Okay.
thing on the agenda was a submission by the council. The council had half the bills by the time I left. I left an hour and a half in, and half of the bills were were from the council and without any background information. The guy couldn't offer anything because why? They knew they don't know nothing. They just showing up to beg.
Right.
So anyway, now the joke is they want to have legislation put in so that the county can get a percentage of the bag fees that we pay at the grocery store.
Okay, and then if they get a percentage of the bag fees, then where's that money gonna go? What is it gonna
Well,
To
go
I
a
to?
didn't.
to a
I don't.
nonprofit, to some nonprofit they
Right.
get their friends to create. That's where it's gonna go.
Well, I don't recall him saying where the money would go because I was too busy laughing at the fact that now they want to come in to a year later and say, well, now we want to collect money. It wasn't done right. No, just get rid of the bag fee because the county's
Look,
still dirty. People still
it
littering. The plastic bags ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
no, and
Right.
look, you know why they want to collect money now? They done blown through all of our money, all of our tax dollars, and looking for a new source that they
Mhm.
can waste.
Yeah.
So
And
don't be surprised that the
mm,
next source will be, as Edward Burrows said, the cash cow school system.
Mm-hmm.
They don't blown through everybody, every other budget we have. You know, I have, again, I'm a registered Democrat, but that does not mean I believe in all this foolishness. We got a $3 billion deficit at the state level. All with all these
mm,
giveaways.
mm.
I mean, it's like we're standing on the bridge and just throwing money off the bridge,
And the
just
governor
throwing it off the
announced a
bridge.
$19 million program for
Right.
boys and men and boys. And I'm like, it costs $19 million to help men and boys to stay out of trouble
But you
or
don't have an
whatever the goal
agency?
is.
Wait, but is this going through an agency or is this going to a nonprofit?
It's through his community engagement office.
You know, okay, again, it is time out, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. FBI. It is time for you to look at how government is using nonprofits. And I'm not saying that it's all, but they are using nonprofits as an arm
Oh, yeah.
or of or extension, or I'll say it's their own personal subsidiaries,
Mm-hmm.
so that they can get their pet projects done.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and this is not all nonprofits. I would just probably say a lot of the ones just popping up in the last 4 years since 2022. check check those some of those out.
Mm-hmm.
It is time to start looking at those because when I am seeing, and Roman, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I was told, is that more and more of our money that would normally go into the general fund is actually moving in to another fund so that the council will have more money that they can give to nonprofits. Guys, that just doesn't make sense because
Yeah.
it's the same bucket of money. You got
I
one
haven't
bucket of money.
Yeah, I haven't heard that the council's budget is called non-departmental. And that's money that they as a group decide on how to fund. So that may be where it's getting increased. Maybe they've asked for more money in that pot of money, but I have not heard anything
Well,
recent.
that needs to be looked at because if we got the same amount of money coming in and we have all of this money now going out to these nonprofit agencies, and the big red flag for me, these are things being initiated by the county council.
But
Now,
we got less money coming in now because we've lost the
well, that's true.
FBI possibility. We got the commanders leaving. We
Six
don't have Six
Flags.
Flags anymore. People like, well, it only, I think I read
Marlowe's,
something that
as
it,
funny as it is, Marlowe's furniture
right.
gone.
I think I read something that said that one, I won't say which elected because I can't cite the source, but I read that one of them said, well, we're only losing $3 million from Six Flags, so we have to just replace it with
From
something
where?
that brings in more money. It's not only $3 million, it's jobs. Six Flags
Yeah.
hired our young people
Summer
without
jobs.
hesitation. Every year
Yes.
they joined the SYEP training initiative. They were great business partners. I'm like, you just can't put just $3 million and you don't have another option.
Our problem is, and I've heard this being said a lot, we have put the kids behind the wheel of the car.
Honey,
And we kids. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm saying that 30-year-old kids. And they have no life experience, no
none.
business experience. All they have is a lot of gift. They got a wonderful gift of gab. Um, I did some research on the data centers, and the council's only role when it comes into these data centers being decided is only if their zoning changes. So what the heck is I'm sponsoring this bill so we can pause this? Go sit down and learn your job. You didn't do it on the board, and now you don't flopped over here on the council doing the same daggone thing. Matter of fact, give us back our $36,000 too, because we're still coming after that.
Listen,
This is ridiculous.
when I tell you people talk about how in the 45, 47 cabinet meetings, they be giving
Oh
him all
Lord,
these kudos.
that
I
one
was
was joke.
somewhere, and when I tell you the poop was deep in the accolades for Edward, I was like, who are they talking about? And he's like, okay, guys, okay. And I'm just like, ooh, gross. Oh, and by the way, he's no longer the chair. They only gave him 1 year as the chair. They didn't do 2 years. The trend had
Well,
been 2 years as the chair. So now Crystal is the chair, and Crystal Oriata is the chair,
so
and
what?
Eric
She
Olson is
does
the
the same
vice
thing
chair.
like he does. So what?
Exactly.
It ain't no difference then.
Right.
All you did was just made it a female,
Right.
other than the male. It's the
Right.
same. We're
They
still
just
going to
split
get the
the
same
difference.
level. Exactly. It's still the same level of
Mm-hmm.
incompetence
Mm-hmm.
heading our council. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we better start asking people's educational background. We better start doing some credit checks. We better start doing things that we are some due diligence before we start putting people in office again.
Mm-hmm.
2026 is a year to not only clean up on the Capitol Hill rather, but also clean up right here on in Largo. It is time to clean out the trash in our government. Yes, I said the word the trash because and not talking about the people, but the philosophies, the thinking, the concepts of what they are doing. I have never in my years of being here in Prince George's County since being an adult, and I graduated from high school in 1979, and I have never seen the county in such a disarray than I
Yep.
see it now. I have never seen people so caught up with all this disillusion of I'm gonna get for and thinking you're gonna get it for nothing. And you old people ought to be ashamed thinking that you're going to get something for nothing. You know better than that.
What I'm
You know
tired
good
of
and
hearing
well.
is our seniors deserve some help because they paved the way and they've been doing this for so long. You have the choice of selling your house.
House.
I'm
Yes, you do.
sorry. I got the same choice. I got to make the same decision. If
Yes.
you can't afford the upkeep of your house, the taxes on your house,
Don't ask me to
then
pay for it.
then you gotta look at selling it. And I
Exactly.
promise you, you're gonna get more money for it today than you paid for it 40 years ago.
And
So
I'm
we have to stop this. I'm needy. Where are these? If why are you so needy now? You were part of the African American highly educated
if you rich.
majority, but yet every time you look, you see these educated people. I am so and so, and I was this and that and the other. But they at every event with getting the free food,
Yeah.
talking about how great these youngins
Got
are.
the tin can out. Got
Set,
got the they
sell
got the
your
community
house.
tin can asking for our tax dollars.
Right. If your kids are not trustworthy to assume your mortgage, if they don't have the means to do that, I'm sorry, y'all, but it is not fair to those of
Right.
us who are still income earners paying taxes,
Yes.
suffering the
And
brunt.
some of us are I am a senior citizen.
Right. I'm a senior too. Don't tell
You have
nobody I'm a senior.
yeah, don't tell me that I have to pay for your bad decisions.
Right.
I deal with my own decisions.
Yep.
I deal with what I have to deal with. Don't tell me that my tax dollars got to pay for your bad decisions. And I am sorry. I am so done with this bleeding heart message of our seniors need this, our seniors are that. We have been disproportionate over. Yes, we understand that that has definitely happened. But what you're doing, you are taxing your own people, dummies.
Right.
You're
Right.
taxing your own people.
Zero from zero is zero. If
Exactly.
if
Nothing
you
that you're doing makes sense. You are stealing and taxing your own people to
right,
death.
if you can't cut your grass and you can't trim your things and your gutters and paint your house and all of that, and the county would have come in at one point and done these things necessary to keep you out of code violation and then charge you a fee or put a lien against your house. That's the process. We're gonna get the money eventually. The way they're doing it now is the money is being funneled through a nonprofit. There's no penalty to the homeowner, and then we get nothing in return for cutting your grass. And
And we
guess what?
and we don't even know if that's what was really charged to cut your grass because they are paying somebody as a laborer.
Right, we don't know
They're acting
anything.
as an employment company. Our
Right.
county council is acting as an employment agency.
Yep. So
This is not how
therefore,
you run an or this is not how you run government, folks.
right. So we're losing the money that we would typically get for processing fines. So what happens today? Okay, in June, I cut your grass and you still can't afford to cut it in July, but I got 2,000 other people who need their yards cut. Like it doesn't make any sense.
None whatsoever. None whatsoever. And that's one of the reasons why they got to find another money source, y'all.
Well,
And
we talked to Daryl Barnes in the last one. We know that they hit him up for 30 million. They hit up Park and Planning for 30 million, and that's supposed to be under review. But I also found out that their good recently endowed friend with the Henson Foundation, they gave her an award for the alumni, and she didn't show up. I
oh,
noticed she didn't come.
she
I just
show
knew
up.
she was gonna come. I said, "Well, why would you give her an award?" And she was just here at the Gaylord hosting this big fabulous event where she got Hollywood people staying in suites that we probably are paying for. What reason did she have to come back to accept your little old award from the
Yeah, because she
school
don't got the
system?
check.
She ain't never cared about PGCPS or PGC all these years, but she
Now,
didn't show up.
Taraji, I love you as an actress. Please give us that money back, because that money was
That's
not
messy, girl. You don't
that
want to be a
that.
part of this.
Yeah, just get that money back and cut ties with our county council. Just leave, girl, leave them alone. Leave them alone.
Y'all her friend out here. Y'all know her. Let her know.
Yeah,
Hey girl, you don't want to be part of this messiness. Turn away, walk away, stick with your HBCU plan that you had when you were providing counseling services to girls and boys in HBCUs. Stay away from PGC.
yeah. Just stay away from this because it ain't right, and they don't have any money. So people, because and because there's one more thing I do want to show you. So really, we're serious. We told you all about this stuff before. Tax bills are coming out. And I already got a call from one person, a friend of mine, who said it's time for me to leave this county because their taxes are going up. Of course, they're going to go up. We got a $200 million deficit that the county executive, all she wants to do is flash her engagement ring, shake
Oh.
her hair, and talk about fashion, and don't want to talk about a deficit. We don't need that. That's the type of foolishness that we say we don't want on Capitol Hill that we see every day. We don't need
Hey,
that in our own backyard.
let's ask the community, the CAG community, did anybody attend the Fashion District event that was by invitation only? I went on the county website. I didn't see a press release. I didn't see
So
anything in
our
the
tax
news.
dollars for an exclusive event?
There was no bullet points in the post. You know, they never tell you what the details are in the post. Word on the street is that it's geared towards the African business community and it's going to be somewhere in District 7. That's the hearsay on the street. Y'all know we try
That's
not
sound.
to, we try not to talk about
Can
what
we
we
connect the
heard.
dots? Can we connect the
But
dots?
yeah, but that was that's what people are saying. But because I couldn't find any factual information, I figured I'd go ahead and tell you what I've been hearing. And so we got that going on. Then
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, I want to know, did anybody go to the banking event that she did? Couldn't tell from the video posted or from the post what that was really about. It was just something about banking partnerships and being business friendly. So if you attended any of those, hit us up on our message in our
Let's talk
DM.
about deficit reduction. Okay? That okay.
Nope.
County Executive Brave Boy, we want to hear about deficit reduction. We want to hear about you running the agencies and not the county council running programs. That's what we want to hear about. We want to hear that there are qualified people in these positions to actually head up these agencies. Because my understanding that you got so much office space at the county administration building, you cleared some folks out and put them across the street. So if they had to clear out folks just for you to put people in, let's see these people do some work.
Well, I thought she
Other,
just remodeled. She didn't like how the suite or the floor was set up, so she
oh
wanted to
Lord, for
remodel it.
18 months? Are you freaking kidding? You're there for 18 months.
Girl, she planned on being there for 10 years. What you talking
Okay,
about?
y'all better learn how to vote right this time.
Somebody better run. Somebody better run. If don't
Y'all better
nobody
learn how to
run,
vote right.
let me
Tanya
just
Sweat, you ready to run again?
let me go public. Let me just say for the record, if don't nobody run, I'm resigning from Citizens for Accountability and Governance. I'm not talking no more. I'm not
Oh
advocating
Lord.
no
No, girl, you
more.
gonna talk. You'll be a guest then.
Don't call me about your problems. I'm gonna be looking for my relocation.
Oh Lord. Don't do that. Don't do like someone else said they were gonna if a certain person got elected, they were gonna be leaving the county and then they stayed around and got money. So don't do that.
Oh, I seen a few people that had dropped off from Aisha, and I see them back in the game, and I'm like, oh, y'all like her as county executive, y'all ain't like her as state's attorney. Oh, by the way, remember I told you somebody said I should support her, stay out of any future race because she was going to be the county executive, the next county executive. And I said whatever, and they were like, "See, Levon, you're a pit bull. You got a good bark, and you say what needs to be said. You a fighter." And da 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 da. So I saw the person Monday night, and I said, "Well, now that the pit bull ban has been lifted, do you think that I might have a chance at a job?" He was like, "Oh, you know I would do. What do you?" And I said, "Oh, you don't remember saying that to me?" And he was like, "Yeah, it was just kind of a joke." I said, "Well, me needing to be unbanned ain't a joke."
Well, remember we told Daryl need to offer you a job. Mr. Barnes, you said that you didn't really know what you were doing.
Oh, let
And
me.
so,
So I can
Mm.
give an update on that if you done with your stuff, Tanya.
well, I have one more, but
Go ahead.
you do yours, and because I want to do that one last.
Okay, so when we met online with the chair of the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Mr. Daryl Barnes, um, he was paying me a couple of compliments, and Tanya jumped in and said, "Oh, well, you just need to hire Levon." So before the end of my time with him, because I had to leave early, he invited me to come in and meet with his deputy director, Darius Stanton. Well, that ended up being a phone call from the person who manages the arts division. And we've had several conversations. And she watched the chat because she wasn't quite understanding what I was having a meeting for. So I said, "Well, watch the video," because she said, "Well, what is it that you wanted to meet with us about?" I said, "Oh, wait a minute. Levon did not ask for a meeting. I was invited to a meeting. So if I need to help you understand, you need to watch the video." So she watched the video and she said, "Okay, I follow it now." So we will be meeting on Monday with her team to
Hmm.
hear the plans that are in place and my feedback and whatever. And so we'll just go forward from there. But I made it very clear Levon was not asking for work. Levon does not barter and trade. I do everything I do for the good of the people. So please know that when you engage me, you don't have to feel uncomfortable or threatened or anything else. I'm straightforward. I don't have no hidden agenda. I would never compromise an employee in the midst of whatever an appointee is doing or an elected person is doing. I know what it feels like to be treated rudely because somebody doesn't like your principle or whatever. So I don't operate like that. Everybody got to show up and get a paycheck, and I expect you to do your part, and I respect you for that. And so we gonna meet on Monday, and I'll let y'all know how that goes.
Okay, Mr. Barnes, we expect a job offer. Um, but um, before I move on, uh, seriously, everyone, it's time to stop complaining. It is time to stop whining. It is time to um everybody come together because one of the reasons why we are in this mess, we had a group of people that came together. It was just the wrong group of people. And so, but you have to give it to them. They were organized, they were methodical in their approach, and that's why they are where they are today. We have to employ that same process. Else, we might as well just, we will be in bankruptcy. This county will be bankrupt. Someone, this is so funny about, why in the Black community we are sometimes our own worst enemy. Um, there was a letter posted that came out in April of 2025 that said you know, um, the county uh, was stable, our finances are stable, and da 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 da. Da. But then when you read the letter from Moody behind it, it was saying that it had dropped our rating. So our rating dropped from a triple A to AA1. And somebody had the nerve to comment on something that I said. Said, "Well, that's like only going from 850 to 820." I couldn't even respond to that foolishness. I couldn't even respond to that foolishness. And I'm just like, you know what? See, that is why you can't always blame other races for your problems. When you say stupid things like that, yes, I said it. It on the website of the council, when it says one of the contributors to our deficit was an increase in interest payments. Anybody got an idea why that is? What happens when your credit rating drops? Or maybe some folks just don't pay attention to their credit ratings. When your credit rating drops, you pay higher interest rates.
Mhm.
So how are you going to say, "Oh, that ain't that bad"? We all need to get together. We all have to be committed to some common sense, um, just some common sense decisions. And one of the big ones is everybody sitting on that council right now need to be out. Everybody, as we would say, everybody need to go. Because even if they didn't do the acts, they sat there and were complicit
Don't go.
and allowed it to happen. So to me, you're just as bad because you're a coward. You don't have the best interest of your constituents at heart. It's only so that you can look good while you're sitting in a meeting and make it seem like you've been thinking about a vote. It is shameful when you have so many people saying, "I abstain, I abstain." So
Mm-hmm.
what am I paying you for? Not to look at what was before you? You got
Right.
legislative aides. You got a whole staff, and you're gonna tell me that you didn't learn one thing from the information presented to you?
Right.
I abstain. I abstain. Folks, y'all need to understand about what is the purpose of abstaining from a vote. If something was presented to you at the last minute and you didn't get a chance to really see it, that's justified. And you can give comments by it. But if you've had something it's a first and second reader, and you still gonna sit up there and abstain on the final vote, you don't need a job. And you
Right.
definitely don't need to be promoted to another office. So for all of these council people and board members that are trying to go to higher office, y'all take note of them.
Mm-hmm.
Every last one of them that have said that they want to go to higher office, you take note of them. Take note of the votes that they have taken to sit idle and watch corruption right in front of everybody's eyes and waste your tax dollars. But now they want to be in higher office. They want to be they want to move from school board to county council. They want to move from county council to state's attorney. They want to move from county council to congressional office. Yeah, I know one got past you, but you don't got to do it again. It is time for us to come together and seriously come together and let's start vetting qualified candidates and
Mm-hmm.
not just picking people because it happens in all, not only in politics, it happens in industry too. We pick people because of titles. They're a doctor, they're esquire, they're this, but you don't look at their qualifications.
Right.
And
It's
and
it,
and we pick people based upon their ability to go along with
exactly.
whatever the corruption is, and that's I mean, when you're sitting on a county council or you ought to be the type of individual. We should look for the type of individual that is going to rock the boat of corruption. If you sitting up there, you know it's wrong, but you're afraid to say that it's wrong because you don't know what ramifications in your life is going to have outside of sitting on their board, then those are not the people we need on the board. I don't want a best friend that's not going to tell me when I'm off the chain. You know,
Right.
I have more respect for you when you don't allow me to be the worst Derek that I can be. Help me to be the
Exactly.
best Derek that I can be.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Eh,
in the comments on Facebook, thank you to everybody who's watching and making comments. I forgot to go in sooner to look. It was brought up, somebody said that the county executive on the last day of session, which was last Tuesday, she got $3.5 million. I thought it was $2.5 million added to her budget for staffing. So we don't even know what that's for.
For what? For
What
18
staffing?
months.
Makeup artists, award-winning photography,
Brush painting her paint pictures so you can see something new every time. Come on, y'all.
wardrobe stylists. Like, what is this? What is it that how can you freeze jobs? We're not hiring people. But we can
Right.
add staff, so-called staff. They probably like consultants, contract people, 1,000-hour people. Like, but there's never any explanation for any of their actions.
Nope.
There are no. I know one thing that Rashawn, we always put out press statements, and we had somebody on the staff. I won't say what their position was, but she was a very vocal person, and she was like, "Well, we always got to put something out. We can't go to the bathroom without telling the press because it is a public position and the
Hmm.
people should know. Even if
Yes.
they disagree, even if they didn't like what you did, they have a right to know. These
Yes.
people, they to me, I don't see anything that they put out that's informative.
No, no, because it's again, it's sitting on that sitting on that train, throwing out those chocolate gold candies so that you think you're getting something.
Mm-hmm.
You think you're getting something, and you're running down that track thinking that picking up all that gold candy, thinking that you got something good.
Right. So
That's
y'all
all
need
it
to
is.
start writing to your council office and putting in a request for information
Yes.
and telling them you don't have to have a long dissertation about what you're asking for. You can send an email that says, I am requesting information about the budget that was increased to $2.5 million on the last day of council session.
And let me tell you some of the games that they play with those MPI requests. I have to I can't disclose the name, but the Ozbuzman that is working with me with my MPAI request from PGCPS, she has been excellent. PGCPS tried to play games, y'all. So we had put a request in asking for information about the separation of Mr. House. They have been alluding. This was done in July now, so I had to file for mediation with the ombudsman because of their refusal to give information. So what they did was waited until the last day. So you have a period for the mediation. They replied on the last day of the mediation, and which meant I couldn't respond to what they to what
Exactly.
they said. And what they sent was a document. It was a statement submitted by Shipley Horn, and they redacted out everything except for people whose names apparently they wanted to expose. Um, and in it, and granted, I didn't ask for this information because I already know the attorneys that were involved in the negotiation. I just wanted to see if they're going to lie about it, and they did. So, they submitted something, and I'm just laughing. I'm just like, oh, okay. And my complaint was how heavily redacted the document it was without even any justification within law as to why they had redacted the way they did. Because I'm just like, well, if you revealed names here, why didn't you reveal names there? If you revealed activities here, why didn't you reveal activities there? So the redactions made no sense. Yeah, they just made no sense. Yeah. No, I'm not an attorney, but I've been in the legal field for over 40 years. Those redactions made no sense. They were inconsistent. And then the other thing is they sent a letter of only one board member swearing that they followed the right process and that they had all the right votes. Um,
Well, there's a
when,
history of that, Tanya.
huh?
There's a history of that. We know
Oh
that very
yeah,
well.
yeah. Only one person, the board chair, signing it. Yet and still, I see names in this redacted document of people who were part of it who didn't sign on this letter. So it just these are the types of games that they'll play. They'll send you anything, things that you never requested. They'll just send it to try to appease you. Um, they'll try to force you to go to mediation and then respond on the last day of the when anything can be submitted or rebutted in that mediation window time. They'll do that, and then you got to file another request for mediation. So they just prolong the process. So just be careful. They want to wait you out. So do not give up. You have to be persistent with these people. Understand they're incompetent criminals. Period. So you have to be persistent. Now, before we go, let me share an update that we have. So we filed a complaint with the Maryland Bar against Aisha Braveboy for misconduct. And we filed it because it is clear, according to the Constitution, that no one is supposed to act or take on any official duties of an office without taking the oath of office. And clearly she did it. Not only did she do it, she was smart enough to go on do a press conference and talk about it. She Everything she did in violation of the law is validated by her own words. Not my words, not my thoughts. Her own words. And so what our great Maryland Bar says, and first of all, we felt that our complaint should have gone to another district to review because Shipley Horn again, and that is because a member of Shipley Horn is a commissioner on the Maryland Bar. That was one of our complaints
Conflict
with
of
our
interest.
appeal author.
Conflict of interest.
Exactly. That was one of our complaints with when we filed the appeal at the state, and that is that Dennis Whitley should not have responded. He should have recused himself
Absolutely.
because he is on the commission of the Maryland Bar. And he knows Aisha. He's worked with Aisha. They're in the same county. There are attorneys for the county, and he should have recused himself. And, well, not recused himself, but because of a conflict of interest, they should have referred our investigation out to
To
another
another firm.
district.
Right.
No, they took it upon themselves to go ahead and make a determination. Now, of course, this is just to go to show you what we have to go against. So what we have, the challenges that we have in this county, we can't even depend on bar, our bar, to even say that violating the Constitution is wrong. But yet and still we point fingers of everything sitting up there at that White House. And I'm a Democrat, y'all. But this person clearly violated she violated the Constitution, period. She was not in office. She was still the state's attorney. And if you listen to what she said, this action started way before June, was it June 13th when she did that press conference? And we got the evidence of it. But yet, and that information was presented to the bar, and they're going to say, we find no misconduct. So in Maryland, you could violate the Constitution. You could be an attorney. You don't have to uphold the Constitution in Maryland because you'll be found not to have done any misconduct by the Maryland Bar. You can do whatever you want. It's a free reign of just misconduct.
Mm, mm, mm.
And that is a sad commentary that when you have a person, and remember now, she was the state's attorney. She was the highest law enforcement that we had in this county at that time. And she's breaking the law. A person who's supposed to be making sure people obey the law, she's breaking the law. And then we have the bar who won't even hold her accountable and want to say we don't find no misconduct. So we are not going to pursue an investigation. So y'all think about, we want you to get involved, but we also want to make this realistic for you, what you are up against. This is the type of corruption, a wall of corruption that we have in Prince George's County. We are focused, we are determined, we are committed to expose and let everybody know what is going on because it is time to vote these people out. We can keep filing lawsuits, and that's what we're doing. We can keep filing appeals. We're going to keep doing that. We're going to force them. They're not going to just get away with this easily. You're going to have to do some legal work and go through some motions to dismiss what we're doing. We're going to keep doing that. But until we get enough people with the courage to vote them out, that's what y'all got to do. So we need people, don't just come on this chat just to hear us. We're not coming up here to vent. We're coming up here to inform. We're coming up here to try to galvanize. We are coming up here to try to encourage. We got to vote these people out.
Mhm.
Don't ask any more about no crabs. Don't ask about no foot massage, no grass cuts, no changing your light bulbs. Start asking questions that really matter. When are you going to close this deficit?
Absolutely. Hey, Tanya, before we go past the thought, I want to step back a minute. You were talking about, I believe, the school board and them sending out a, I guess, a judgment on a situation that was a unilateral judgment. I think you said that only the board chair something signed. Did I hear you
Oh,
say that?
what they submitted to me. Apparently, the Office of Integrity and Accountability was trying to verify that they legally um, did the separation paper work for Mr. House.
Right.
So apparently, from what this paper that we received, they were asked the question. And the board members were asked to sign. They were asked to sign and
Mhm.
to validate. They were to or to affirm. So it was a sworn affidavit. They were asked to affirm that yes, there was a quorum there, and yes, we voted, and yes, but only one person signed it. One
Okay.
person.
So let's stop right there. And I said that there's a history of them doing that. As a board, they're supposed to have a unanimous vote towards something, correct?
They're not in that. Well, they
I
have to
mean, a
have that.
2/3.
Well, it's
I
whatever the
forgot the
quorum
word.
based on who's there.
Right. And a person such as yourself who was a part of that, you were supposed to be able to see all the names of the people that voted for or against,
Yeah, remember,
correct?
because the way board records are supposed to show, it's supposed to show the time of the meeting, when the meeting was called, was there a quorum? When it was time to
Mhm.
take a vote, was there a quorum?
Mhm.
And what was the outcome of the votes?
And you as the person, um, I don't know if you would call yourself the appellant in this uh, situation, but I'm bringing this all back out because you and I know for a fact that that is history by that school board because they do that same act of a unilateral signature in against appellants, people who are vying for their jobs back, or for, or
Oh,
who've been wrongfully terminated. You're supposed to see all the information
oh
of
yeah.
who participated in that quorum and who voted, and what way they voted in that quorum. But
You are supposed to,
you
yes.
get a unilateral signature from the school board chair. That is against the rules.
That's
And they
against the
are still,
policy.
that's right.
Yes.
And they are
Be
still doing that.
because what it shows, and again, because we have to do more to stop this, but what it shows, again,
Corruption to me.
especially with this other document that was submitted from Shipley Horn that
Hmm.
reveals the name of Dr. Felton Moss,
Hmm.
saying that he participated in negotiating the separation agreement, but yet and still his name ain't signed. You don't see his name on anything. His name ain't nowhere to be found other than that document that was submitted to us that we never asked for either. They just submitted it to us. I guess they were just trying to give us anything to appease us, and I guess they thought we weren't going to look at what was not redacted and compare things. So, but yeah, yeah, Brandon Jackson does not have the authority. Brandon Jackson, Brandon, you are not the CEO of that board. You are vote, one vote, bro, one vote, and you need to sit down and read some policies and so that you can start doing things right. Because I think we gotta live with you for another year unless they change the structure of the board, which definitely needs to happen. Restructuring that board needs to happen
Girl, they
again.
ain't gonna do that. It's an election year.
I know yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay. I'm not gonna say that. I was going
I
to
mean,
say
let me
so,
say this before we get off because we got like seven, six,
7 minutes.
6 minutes.
Okay,
So the other issue, the reason I went to the and this is related to what you just said. We have Delegate Ann Healy, who I hear is rumored to retire. I guess after this upcoming session, she's not running for office again. She submitted a bill to be submitted in session to rename Northwestern High School to the Jim Henson High School. The Performing Arts Air program is already named after him. My question was why? What purpose does that serve? It's expensive to rename schools. The
sure is.
county, the school board several years ago, that Belinda Queen pointed out in Facebook comments, they had already put together a plan to begin renaming the schools that are in honor of the slave owners. And that hasn't been done because it's too expensive. So the process is already in place. For some reason, Delegate Healy decides she wants to bypass policy with the school board and do this on her own. So they made the education bills last on the meeting agenda. After all the liquor store, I think the liquor store people had about 6 or 7 bills put in. We had WSSC with 3 bills, and we had education last. So I left because it was an hour and a half already, and I was tired. And I was like, I'm not speaking. And that's ridiculous. So I don't think it's right that y'all put education last. I did say something. Nicole Williams responded and said that the House of Delegates page posted it. That's unacceptable.
And
If
that didn't
you
answer your
can have a
question.
page to promote everything else you do, you should include your legislative hearing. Then they had the hearing on the same night as the legally mandated school board meeting.
Yeah,
So that is a little suspicious right there. But the bottom line is if we can't get delegates to follow the law about something as simplistic as renaming a school, we can't depend on them to clean up the school board
I
because they
know.
don't even want they won't do anything about the council. They can intervene and take over the council's zoning authority as the district council, but they won't do that. They too busy cutting deals with the senators and their colleagues,
Right.
you know. And like somebody posted, they paying family members to stay out of the race relatives of people, I guess, who are interested in running for office, they paying them money to not run and giving them jobs or whatever. And I'm just like, the Bible says, what does it profit a man to sell his soul? What does it, why are y'all so
Save
trifling?
the world and lose his soul.
Yeah, to save the world and lose it. So thank you. I, I can't, I love what I do, but I ain't for sale. And I'm not compromising. And if it means, I understand now why people who have led the civil rights movements and all that died paupers. Because when you stand on principle, principle don't pay your bills.
Nope.
That's just the reality. Principle don't pay your bills. So, God bless Prince George's County, the state of Maryland, the United States, and the globe. And we thank y'all for joining us. And
I'm
once
sorry,
again,
y'all. My daddy just called, so I had to go. I had to talk to my daddy first.
that's okay. Daddy serves. We thank you all for joining us. We hope that something we said tonight has caused you
You.
to be renewed in your spirit of civic duty and advocacy and accountability, the search for accountability. And we thank you for the support. Hit like, share,
Stand
comment,
up for
all
what's
the
right.
things. Right? Stand up for what's right.
Don't be afraid.
So y'all be good. Have a good night. We out.
Good night.